So welcome to my allotment. It's the beginning of May and today I'm going to do a May tour and I'm going to be showing you what's going on in my allotment. If you've not already subscribed to my channel, if you could please do so. I'll give you lots of helpful hints and tips all throughout the year from my home garden, my allotment and also my home kitchen. Now it's a really exciting time in May and it's also a little bit scary because you're never too sure when to start putting stuff out, and I haven't put my stuff out at the moment, but I will be over the coming weeks. I'm actually going to do two May tours. I'm going to do one now without that much in the ground and what I plan to do, and then in a few weeks I'm going to do another one and you can see what I've started to put out. It will all depend where you live in the country. We're in Kent, so it does traditionally warm up a lot sooner here, and I think I probably could start to put stuff out now, but I'm really just not quite brave enough. So I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing and what I plan to do. So my artichokes, these are really well established and these are doing absolutely fantastically. A lot of people have been asking how I get them to grow so well. If I'm honest, I don't really do that much. I put manure on them around the bottom. We get it delivered from a local stables. It's often not even that well rotted, if I'm honest with you, so I put lots of manure around the bottom of the plant, and I also keep it really weed free. I don't even need to water them. They go down so deep they just seem to find their own water, so these just look after themselves. And I often find that I have too many and I end up sharing them with friends and family. The apple tree's doing really well here. We've got some lovely blossom on this tree here, so this is doing really beautifully. So no fruits yet, we've just got the lovely beautiful blossom that's just starting to drop off, and because we haven't had any frosts, hopefully I'll get some lovely Bramley apples there. So the pear tree is the same, except the blossoms have dropped off this and you can actually see the little fruits just starting to fall off the blossoms. So we're coming along really lovely there. Of course we have lots of lovely rhubarb. Everyone has rhubarb on an allotment, incredibly easy. I love having my rhubarb because it's one of the first crops that I get. So as we move around, we have, mainly the fruit cage area. So we've got the raspberries all down there are looking absolutely lovely. You can see we've got little buds on these already. These traditionally often come around the time of Wimbledon, so they're looking really lovely. So really looking forward to those. And we've got lots of lovely blossom on my cherry tree. I've never really got that many cherries. Maybe this is my year, hey? So I've got a lovely lot of blossom all around that tree, which is absolutely fantastic. And my blackberries as well, something that grows really easily. These are a thornless variety, which are absolutely fabulous, really nice big blackberries, almost blackcurrant tasting. So we've got lots of lovely shoots on there, and you can see there'll be some lovely berries coming off of that. So they're looking absolutely fantastic and really quite exciting. The gooseberries, look, little tiny gooseberries starting to form there. So look, how exciting is that? That wasn't here a month ago, was it? They actually looked quite bleak and barely anything on it, and that's completely filled out. What I will do very soon, I will put some kind of netting on this. I find that the birds are really quite greedy with something that's quite sour. They will have them if I'm not lucky. You'll come up here one day, they'll all be a little bit squashed around and they'll have pinched a lot of your gooseberries, so I will have to cover those really soon so that I don't lose them. But they look absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to get those. The garlics are looking really lovely, nice big thick stems. Don't be tricked to start digging these just yet. It's too soon. I've got a little bit of rust, which isn't too unusual, and it does stop the bulbs from swelling out quite as much, but they still do normally swell out quite well. These do still need at least another month on these before I start lifting these out of the ground. Yeah, so don't be conned digging them up too soon. Just because the stems are thick doesn't mean to say that the bulbs have swollen out enough. So, and we are actually quite dry at the moment in Kent. We did have quite a bit of rain the other day, but I will probably give some of my things like my garlics and my onions, I will probably start to give those a little bit of a water, and my potatoes as well, because it has been incredibly dry indeed. So as you can see, these are my overwintering onions. So obviously these are further ahead than my other ones. So like there, these are the ones that will start swelling out sooner. These are the ones that I just put in March, so those have got longer on them. That's why they're much smaller. Always remember to keep stuff weed free, so I will be going around. It's not too bad actually, because it's been so dry. That's one of the benefits. The weeds haven't grown too much, but they will do, they will do. So this is obviously covered because I haven't put anything in here yet. I always keep areas generally covered because otherwise the weeds grow quicker than you can clear them. And here's my potatoes, which I really do need to earth up. You know, like everyone else, time just runs away with us. I'm so busy looking after my seedlings at home in my summer house and my greenhouse that I'm finding it hard to get all the jobs done. So it doesn't just happen to you, it happens to everyone, even people that have been gardening for years and years, trying to get all these jobs done. So I will be getting these earthed up this month, come what may. Just going to move over to the other side of the allotment. There's not an awful lot going over this side, to be fair. I need to, as you can see, I've got some potatoes that have just started to self-sprout from last year. It's virtually impossible to get every last little bit out, so I'm going to have to dig those out, and a couple of random spring onions there. I've got my dahlias here, which haven't sprouted yet, or have they? No, they have. Look, there we go. Look, just down there, look. It's really easy to think that things like your dahlias aren't doing anything from last year. They look really like dead and woody and actually really quite horrid. But if you look down deep, I've got sprouts there. I've got sprouts on this one over here. You see, and then sprouts here, you know. So don't be disheartened if you think that things like that are taking a really long time. Again, I'm going to have to get the hose out. I'm going to have to give some of these things a little bit of a water to get them going a little bit more, because we're just not getting the rain here. So I've got a bit of digging to do, very unglamorous, but actually we joke about it. I like a good dig. I find it quite therapeutic actually. And despite saying I was going to dig out the last of my parsnips, I still seem to have a few that are floating around, so I must get those out, because this area here is where my squashes, my pumpkins and my courgettes are going to go. So this area needs to be cleared, ready for me to get those in. They're nowhere near ready for me to start planting out yet, and they are one of the more delicate plants that I would leave a little bit longer with regards to frost. But this area up here, which I will be uncovering soon, I've got a selection of brassicas, so I'll need to do some covers for them. Otherwise the birds will attack them, unfortunately. So that's a job that I will be doing over the coming weeks. So the next video you see up at the allotment, there's every chance I'll have a lot of my brassicas in, and I'll have this area prepared, ready, hopefully, for my courgettes. Famous last words. There's still loads of time, by the way. You know, I get really impatient this time of year, thinking that I'm behind and I want to get everything in. But I actually keep a diary, and when I look at my diary from previous years, I know that I'm not behind. I think it's just that eagerness to get stuff in and get stuff done, and the balancing act of starting the seeds off and bringing everything on and getting the ground ready. As long as you're doing something every week, you'll get there. Do you know what I mean? And we all still do have lots and lots of time. If we move up to the fruitcake area again, I've got my black currants here, which are looking marvellous. Again, I'll have to cover these at some point. They're okay not to cover them at the moment. We've got loads of little buds on there, absolutely loads and loads and loads. But last year I didn't get the cover on quick enough, and I lost quite a lot to the greedy birds. So I'll definitely be getting this covered a little bit sooner, to make sure that I don't miss out on the gorgeous black currants and the lovely jam that I can make, and the lovely cobblers and crumbles that I can do with it as well. Now I really hope that you've all enjoyed looking around my allotment. If you can, please put any comments if you're not sure about anything, and if you can give us a like, because the more you like and the more you share my YouTube channel, the more people get to see this, and the more people we can help and get people to live a better and more sustainable life with their own fruit and vegetables.